Welcome to the play of the day at Highlight Hoops, and today we're going over 4 out, 1 in, pass and cut continuity offense. Let's take a look how it's run, then we'll break it down at the end. Before we break this down, do you struggle with knowing what exactly to teach your kids? Well, I created a free PDF, it's in the description box below, and it goes over exactly what you should be teaching children by age. And it's just a guide to help you throughout your season so you can make sure your kids are developing. 4 out, 1 in, pass and cut is great when you have 4 strong perimeter players and 1 strong post player who doesn't like or have the skills to dribble and shoot on the outside. So the play starts with 2 players in the slots, 2 in the corners, and 1 player inside the 3 on the block. When teaching this, you should think about it in 2 different segments. There's a perimeter segment and a post segment. So first, let's talk about the perimeter players. You should emphasize that your corner players start in the deep corner, then bounce back up to create passing lanes. If you don't emphasize this, you'll quickly see that players get lazy and your corner players never actually get to the corner, which ruins spacing. After everyone is in the correct spot, the offense is simple. Any pass made from the slot, a cut and rotation must happen. So if the ball starts in the left slot and is passed to the right, that player is always going to cut straight down the middle and then cut out to the left corner. If the right slot passes to the right corner, that player has to cut straight down to the basket and they're always going to cut out to the left corner. The pattern is this: if you pass right, you always come out to the left corner. If you pass left, you always come out to the right corner. And when the ball is in the corner, any pass that comes from there, no movement should happen. So when the corner passes it back to the slot, everyone stays still. And when the slot passes either left or right, but in this case, let's say they pass it to the left, that player is going to cut and then movement happens. That's your perimeter players. For the post players, their job is to work the blocks in high post area. Their starting position should always be on the weak side block, and generally speaking, they should stay weak side, only flashing to the ball periodically. The reason being, we want to make sure the spacing is open for our cutters and drivers most of the time. After every 3 or 4 passes, the post player should either flash or seal hard and demand the ball. If the ball is in the slots, the post player can flash up to the free throw line and call for the ball and either make a move or pass out of that situation. If the ball is in one of the corners, the post player should flash hard to the strong side block to see if they can get an easy post touch for a scoring opportunity. Lastly, post players also need to set screens. If the ball is stagnant for too long, that's a perfect opportunity for the post to come up for a ball screen. Post players can also set off-ball screens as well. A perfect time to do so is when they're at the free throw line and a cutter is passing by. They can set an easy back screen, freeing up that offensive player for an easy layup. For any other off-ball screen, you would have to tell your players when and where you want them to set it. So the key teaching points for you to remember are that 1, perimeter players must cut hard and straight down the middle. 2, after a perimeter player makes a pass, they have to make eye contact with the person they just passed the ball to. You'll notice that when kids cut, they turn their heads away, and if they're open, it's a missed opportunity because their teammate will pass them the ball, but they're not looking. 3, constantly remind players, if they pass left, cut out right corner. If they pass right, cut out left corner. 4, post players should try to stay on the weak side of the ball, sealing and posting up every now and again. And 5, remind post players that they should start low. And they're basically making a triangle, going from block to free throw line. When you're teaching this concept, don't separate post and perimeter players. Everybody needs to know how to do everything. So first, set up 4 lines on the perimeter, slot, corner, corner, and then let everybody do pass and cut. Emphasize that perimeter players do not be robots. They actually have to look at the basket. Players have a tendency to catch the ball and stand sideways looking for an open perimeter pass. They have to be a threat at all times. You also need to emphasize that the perimeter players should drive and attack the basket after someone cuts. This one is really important because for a brief couple of seconds, there's a wide open lane as your team is rotating and replacing the gaps. So players with the ball need to utilize this opportunity. This really helps the offense to work. And in your instruction, remind post players that they should not be passive and not fall asleep on offense. Post players should flash hard, they should seal hard, and they have to demand the ball and set screens. And honestly, it's only a recommendation that your post player stays on the weak side. If you have a really dominant post player, let them always go to the ball, and we're trying to get that guy or that girl the ball all day. Every Wednesday, I give you a free play, but plays are only useful if they fit into a bigger plan. Good Coach Bad Coach shows you how to organize plays, practices, and teaching so everything connects. The link is in the description box below. All right, guys, Coach Darren out. Peace.